I always I know.
Answer for this one should be 176. Answer for this one is 62. The answer for this one should be 1. The lottery number today is 4. 17 out of 23 for homework today, and that turns out to be a percentage of 74. Here are the answers. Your expressions: x minus 1, x plus 5, x, and x plus 1. The total is 173. Solve your equation down to 42. And for car 1 through 4, you should have 41, 47, 42, 43. Car 2 gets the bonus, and that is 85, 23, 59, because when you do your multiplication, you get this, but you also add in the prize amount, 85, 23, 59. When you score your homework, you get 1 point each for everything that's going to have a red dot beside it. 1 point each for everything with a red dot beside it. Here it is. One point for each of those items. The 4 expressions, the 4 answers, the answer for x, and the final bonus answer. Alright, for the ending of this, did you get you got the x equals 42 and all these numbers, so that the bonus, you only had the one going to 47, right? Okay, so 47, in the problem, there's no indication that they only get the miles over the bonus minimum. So that means they get it all, 47 miles. And the bonus amount per mile is 74.97. So multiply that 47 by 74.97 to get 35.23.59. They won the race, so they get $5,000. That's part of the problem. So you have to add these two together to get 85.23.59. Today's objective is the same as before: create equations and then solve them. Example 1. There are 4 people picking apples. Joe picked twice as many as Mary. Jeff picked 10 less than twice as many as Joe. Maggie picked 30 less than 3 times as many as Jeff. The total apples picked by all of them is 880. There is a bonus of $1.25 for each apple picked over 500. Who earned this bonus, and how much was the bonus? Before we do anything, can you tell what the difference is in this example as with previous ones? Yes.
You have to multiply.
Yeah, there's going to be multiplication in here, such as 5 less than twice somebody else, and so forth. So this is a little difference today, yes. Yeah, we don't know what the bonus is. We have to solve for that at the end. Alright, here we go. We'll lower this problem down a little bit and work it out. And I'll explain how to take care of the multiplications when we get to it. So we start off with Jeff. Jeff is mentioned first. That is entirely too large. So we're going to have to lower this down a little bit. There we go. This should be good. Here it is. So we start with Joe, actually. We start with Joe. And then Joe picked twice as many as Mary. Now we've already read the problem once, so what person in there do we know nothing about?
Mary.
Mary, yes. And Joe picked twice as many as Mary. So what is Joe? 2 times x, yes. So we multiply Mary by 2 to get 2x. Now we move on to Jeff. Jeff picked 10 less than twice as many as Joe. Whenever you get to a sentence like this, the first thing you should do is put the person they're referring to in parentheses, what their expression is. So they're talking about Joe. Here's Joe. And Jeff picked 10 less than twice as many as Joe. Remember, inside the parentheses is Joe. And Jeff picked 10 less than twice as many as Joe. So you would have to multiply Joe by 2 and subtract 10. When you do that, you come up with 4x minus 10. So Jeff is 4x minus 10. Are there any questions about how I came up with that? Maggie is up next, and Maggie picked 30 less than 3 times as many as Jeff. So here's Jeff, 4x minus 10, and put him in parentheses. Maggie picked 30 less than 3 times as many as Jeff. So whenever you have 2 items in the parentheses, you must distribute the 3. 3 times 4x is how many x's? 12 x's. And what's 3 times a negative 10? Negative 30. But don't forget, you still have this minus 30 on the outside. So you have to simplify that. Minus 30 simplifies to what? Carver.
I had a question.
Oh, okay. So what is the simplification for this part right here? Minus 30 minus 60 simplifies to what? Or minus 30 minus 30 simplifies to what? Minus 60, right. So we can fill that in here. 12x minus 60. Any questions about how we came up with 12x minus 60? From that part again, remember this is Jeff, and Maggie picked 30 less than 3 times Jeff. And when we simplified it down, it's 12x minus 60. Of course, we add everything together, and then the total is 880. 2x and 1x. How many x's? 3x plus 4x. 7x. 7x plus 12x. 19x. Minus 10. Minus 60. Minus 70. And we set it equal to 880. Do I add or subtract 70 on the right side? We add it, yes. And what does that come out to be? 950. If I divide 950 by 19, what is that? 50, yeah. So we have 50. Now we have to go back and figure out what everybody had. So we have Joe, Mary, Jeff, and Maggie. X equals 50. So if X is 50, what is Joe? 100, yes. Mary is X, and X is 50, so Mary is what? And Jeff is 4x minus 10. X is 50. So what is 4 times 50? 200. 200 minus 10 is what? 190. Maggie is 12x minus 60. X is 50. So what's 12 times 50? 600 minus 60. 540. Okay, let's look at the rest of the problem. The rest of the problem says there is a bonus of $1.25 for each apple picked over 500. For each apple picked over 500, does that mean that the winner gets everything they picked times $1.25 or just something over the bonus? Something over the bonus. Okay, so who earned the bonus? Maggie had 540, and the limit is 500 to obtain the bonus. So she had 40 apples over 500. Multiply the 40 by the $1.25 bonus and come up with what? $50, right. So it's Maggie and $50. These practice problems take probably a good 10-12 minutes for everybody to do, so there's no rush. And when you finish, I have 7 bonus problems to do. So if you need time, you can take your time on the practice. We have 4 people, and we're going to start with Joe. And in Joe's sentence, it refers to Mary. Mary in this case is once again X, and Joe is 3X. Jeff picked 50 less than twice as many as Joe. Joe is 3X, and Jeff picked 50 less than twice as many. So that is 6X minus 50. That is Jeff.
No, I have that. So I don't know where I got that part, but I messed up the next part.
Maggie picked 25 less than twice as many as Jeff. Jeff is 6X minus 50, and Maggie picked 25 less than twice as many as Jeff. That's 12X minus 50 and minus 25 means that Maggie is 12X minus 75.
Wait.
Huh?
Don't you multiply the...
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. I'm sorry, you're right. I didn't multiply by 2. I did not multiply by 2 there on that 50, so this is 100, that's right. So that would be 125.
So how do I have all of that right and I still don't have the right answer?
And then you set it equal to 705.
Alright, somehow I got 705 out of that, even though I had none of those right.
So now you're going to have 3X and 6X is 9X. 3X and 6X is 9X plus 12X is 21X. But you have another X here, so that's 22.
Okay.
22X equals negative 50 minus 125 is going to be minus 175.
Okay, I really don't know what I did wrong now.
Now you'll have 22X equals 705 plus 175, which gives you a total of 880. And 22 into 880 is 40. So we have to figure out what each person had. So we'll start with Joe, and then go to Mary, and then Jeff, and Maggie. If X is 40, that makes Joe 120. And if X is 40, Mary is 40. If X is 40, Jeff is 6X minus 50, so 40 times 6X, or just 6, is 240, minus 50 is 190. And Maggie is 12X minus 125. That's going to be 12 times 40 is 480, minus 125 is 355. Now there is a bonus of $1.25 for each apple picked over 500. Who earned this bonus and how much was the bonus? No one earned the bonus.
Mr. Skinner, I have a question. How did you